At about 5:50 this evening, the Somerville Police responded to the East Cambridge Savings Bank located at 285 Highland Avenue for a report of a robbery. Upon arrival of the first responding officers, it was learned that a lone masked gunman had entered the bank at closing time and ordered 4 employees who were inside into the basement of the bank where they were tied up. The suspect then took an undetermined amount of money and fled the bank, taking an employee's personal vehicle. None of the employees was injured. We are asking for the public's help in locating this vehicle, which is described as a 2007 Infiniti model G35 coupe, colored gray, bearing mass registration 21MC99. If anyone sees this vehicle, please contact the Somerville Police Department immediately at 617-625-1212. Also, anyone who may have been in the vicinity of Highland Avenue and Cedar Street this afternoon between 5 and 5:30 p.m. and observed anyone or anything that appeared to be suspicious is urged to contact the Somerville Police Department or the FBI Bank Robbery Task Force, and they can be reached through the same number, 617-625-1212.
How much money was taken?
That's undetermined at this time. It hasn't been audited yet, and it may not be released this early.
What if any?
Investigators looking at any connection between this robbery and the 1986 one?
It's too early to presume that this is connected to anything that may have happened in the past. Certainly, the investigators are going to look at all the possibilities, but this is way too soon.
But it is something you're looking at, right? It just seems very, very similar. And you also mentioned you're looking for a car that might be parked somewhere that's not similar to what happened in May as well.
Well, I say we're not going to jump to any conclusions right now. We're dealing with the facts that we have right now. We're looking at this robbery right now, and this is the one that we're seeking the public's assistance on, and hoping that through the assistance of the media, we'll locate this vehicle very quickly.
It does feel like kind of an unusual robbery, right? I mean, often someone would come in with a note and then get out as soon as they can, but to take the time to bring people to a different floor of the building and tie them up, I mean, that's unusual in and of itself, I guess.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. It's not what we usually see.
This guy came in with a gun and then tied them up with what?
That goes to the details of the investigation, which are not available for disclosure at this time.
Can you say how they were tied up?
That's what she just asked.
Oh, no, I'm saying like hands behind the back.
I don't have that information.
Any thoughts that it might be another inside job or inmate? There was talk about it being an inside job.
You're making a presumption right now. The first one was an inside job, but we haven't made that presumption.
Any presumptions now? Is it possible, is it still open that this could be linked to any of these?
In any investigation that's this early, we're looking at all the possibilities. That's why we're reaching out to the public for anyone who may have seen anything, heard anything, knows anything, to give us a call and assist us with trying to get this investigation to a conclusion. Things are very fluid right now. It's very early in this investigation. It's too soon to be drawing any conclusions right now.
Was the vault empty or entered?
I don't have, that information is not available for release right now.
Can you say whether or not the victims or the employees there got a good look at the suspect or suspects, or?
The suspect is described as a light-skinned white male. He's about 5'10". He was wearing a black jacket, a dark colored jacket, possibly a black jacket, dark pants. He had a mask from his nose over to the bottom of his chin, and he was wearing a black knit hat.
Is there any surveillance video?
Nothing that can be released at this time.
Are investigators looking at the surveillance?
We're looking at all the any piece of evidence that we may have is being looked at right now, but there is no surveillance video right now is available.
Any approximate age on the suspect? Did they say?
We don't have an approximate age due to the way he was dressed.
Okay.
You said none of the employees were hurt, but did you get a sense from anybody who immediately responded? Were they at any point really scared for their lives? Was there a guy with a gun, or did they feel like he was just there to get them to get out, or they shouldn't get out? What did they say?
Well, even a note passer who robs the bank and threatens an individual, strikes fear and anxiety into that victim. So, one of the reasons why robberies, in particular bank robberies, are treated so seriously is because there's always a level of fear and anxiety. And the more events that occur during that robbery, whether a weapon is seen, whether somebody's tied up, the more anxious and the more fearful it's gonna make any victim. So while I can't speak for any one of these victims individually, just the facts that I presented them to you, I think will lead a normal person to believe this was a very scary event for anyone.
Was the bank open, do you know, when the gunman came in?
It was exactly closing time when this occurred.
Did he just,
No one at the bank but employees at the time.
did he walk into an unlocked door?
Those details that I can't release right now, other than to tell you that it occurred at closing time, occurred right at closing time.
Any idea why it's targeted so much? One of the guys who works across the street said that in the time that he's been working there, he saw 3 or 4 responses to supposed robberies.
There's been at least 2 robberies that have occurred there that have been solved and people have been arrested. But, you know, I'd only be speculating on why that particular location is picked. And I really don't wanna do that. I don't wanna speculate.